Welcome to Is Supported Decision Making Right for Me? In this presentation, you'll learn more about what supported decision making is and whether it might be a good choice for you. This presentation is not meant to give legal advice. Each situation is different. Please contact a lawyer if you would like legal advice. In 2019, North Dakota put into law something called supported decision making. Supported decision making allows you to have people you trust help you make decisions. The first topic today is capacity. Who can make decisions, and legal and mental capacity. Who gets to make decisions? You? Me? All of us? Article 6 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights from the United Nations General Assembly in December 10th of 1948 states that everyone has the right to recognition everywhere as a person before the law. This means you have rights, and you can do things with those rights legally as your own decision maker. You cannot be your own guardian. Can you figure out what you like and what you would like to do using your own values, beliefs, and preferences? This is called mental capacity. It means choosing things for yourself based on what you think is important, what you believe in, and what you like. Capacity can change. These things can affect your capacity to make decisions, how you feel, where you are, who you are around, whether you are sick, and other things. Many decisions we make have benefits and risks. Things could go right or they could go wrong. Sometimes it's a little of both. Dignity of risk is being able to make a choice even though there's a chance something could go wrong. We live and we learn. It's a good idea to talk about risk. Talk about the what ifs. What if something goes right? What if things don't go right? Make sure you understand the risks and that you still want to make the choice. It's all part of the decision-making process. Capacity, when it comes to decision-making, is not all or nothing. You may need help making some decisions, but not others. You may be able to make some decisions sometimes, but not other times. You may be able to make decisions only if you get help understanding the decision to be made. That is called informed consent. Just because you can't make one decision doesn't mean you can't make others. Topic 2 is what is supported decision making, or SDM. SDM has 3 parts. The first is the named individual. This is the decision maker, you. The second is the supporter to assist the decision maker. And third is the SDM agreement. Supported decision-making in North Dakota law means getting help from a person of your choosing, doing any or all of the below things: gathering information, explaining information, identifying choices and pros, cons of those choices, telling other people about decisions you have made, explaining SDM to a court in a guardianship or conservatorship hearing. Why use supported decision-making? It's about helping people with disabilities ask for only the help they want. It gets and keeps everyone in a lane as a decision maker or a supporter. This helps keep decision makers in control of their decisions. It also tells supporters what kind of help and how much help is helpful. In law, the person making decisions is called the named individual. The individual decision maker in a supported decision-making agreement is the person making decisions. You, the decision maker, choose what types of decisions you would like help with. You also decide how that help will look. You design your own SDM agreement. You, as the decision maker, have a lot of options. You can have more than one agreement with different supporters for the same decision or different decisions. You do not have to take the advice of your supporters, and you can ask advice from someone who is not a supporter. Uncommon methods of communication do not affect your ability to make a SDM agreement. A supporter is a person that has signed a supported decision-making agreement. They are agreeing to help you. A supporter cannot act as a substitute decision maker for you. A supporter cannot sign documents for you. Supporters have no authority. A supported decision-making agreement means a written, signed, dated, and witnessed understanding. The agreement is between a decision maker and a trusted adult supporter who agrees to help with decision making. The agreement supports the decision maker's ability to make knowing, voluntary choices, including choices about healthcare, residence, where you live, finances, your money, education, your schooling, legal affairs, and vocation, your work and employment. Your SDM agreement cannot be used against you to show you can't make your own decisions. Supported decision-making under North Dakota law presumes you have the capacity to enter an SDM agreement. SDM is designed to be easy for you. SDM agreements do not go to court. SDM agreements are made between you and your supporter or supporters. They are easily changed or ended, and you can rely on multiple supporters who have different strengths, expertise, and abilities to help you versus one or two guardians. Now that we've talked about who can make decisions and what supported decision making is, it's time to talk about how you might use it. You can start by thinking and talking about choices. This may help you decide if you can use supported decision making. Start with what kind of choices do you make and choose one. Are you making that choice by yourself? Is someone helping you? If so, who is that? Is someone else making the choice? If so, who is that? How do you make the choice? What do you like or not like about making the choice? And can you think of anything that would help you make the choice better? Start small. What kind of decisions do you want help making? Choose one. Then go for it. Practice supported decision making. Think about if there's anything else you need to make the decision. Do you want more time? And if so, how much? Would you like more information? Would you like help telling others about the decision? Etc. Is there anyone else you want to help you make the decision? Who might that be? Talk with supporters about what they will do to help you. Brainstorm. www.supporteddecisionmaking.org has a brainstorming guide, which is a good place to start. Protection and Advocacy has developed a worksheet to help you work through what kinds of decisions you may want to make and how you want to make them. SDM agreements are not meant to be forever. Trial and error is okay. Live and learn. No decision is too big or too small. Supported decision-making is about your choice. You get to choose who to ask to be a supporter. Remember, though, supporters can choose not to be a supporter when you ask them, or they could move away in the future or get sick, or something else could happen. Remember these things when looking at a supported decision-making agreement. What if you can't think of a supporter? Brainstorm and explore people in your life as potential supporters. Explore the people you look up to. Friends, family, coworkers, skilled help, neighbors, people at your church. Do you volunteer anywhere? Are you in any recreational activities, sports, or do you have crafts or hobbies where you interact with other people? These could all be great places to find supporters. When choosing your best supporter, think about who you trust, whose opinions you want, who can you say no to, who listens to you on a regular basis, who is easy to talk to. This worksheet, which is available on Protection and Advocacy's website, may help you identify supporters. SDM supporters should not think about what decision they would make. They should only give you the help you want and ask for. Supporters should be good listeners. They should be able to understand your values and your preferences. They should be able to gather and understand information. They should be able to follow directions without judgment and put aside their own values and beliefs. They should also be able to assist you, even when the decision seems risky or unwise. Remember about dignity of risk. They should also be able to clearly communicate your decisions to others. Remember, supporters can't make decisions. Tell your supporter these things so they can best support you. Think about how you communicate best. Do you like to write things down? Do you like to talk about them? How do you learn best? Do you like to watch videos? Do you like to read about things? Do you like to see things or go places? Tell your supporter if there's anything else you want to know, or how much time you might want to make the decision. Let them know if there's someone else you would like to talk about the decision with, and consider using assistive technology. Remember, the supporter is not deciding anything for you. They shouldn't be telling you what to do. On to our final topic, making an agreement. If you think supported decision-making is right for you, here's a little more information about how you enter into a supported decision-making agreement. First off, should you write it down? You can use supported decision-making without a written agreement. There are benefits and protections if it is in writing. Protections for your confidential information, for the supporter, and for people relying on your SDM agreement. It's important to say who is doing what. Talk about your supporter's job or jobs. Talk about what you have decided. Talk about your agreement. Say what it's for and how it ends. SDM agreements, to comply with North Dakota law, must be notarized or witnessed. A notary public or two qualified witnesses must verify the written signatures to a supported decision-making agreement. Here are the qualifications to be a witness. There's no required form for SDM agreements in North Dakota. You only must have it witnessed or notarized. North Dakota Protection and Advocacy Project has an SDM agreement template available on its website. SDM agreements are not kept by a court or anyone else. They are for you, the decision maker, and your supporter or supporters. You can feel free to fill out all the parts of the agreement that apply to you or write your own. A supported decision-making agreement is a big deal, and it's a reason to celebrate. It represents your right to make decisions for yourself. How you, the decision maker, end a supported decision-making agreement is very flexible. You can tell your supporter that you no longer want a supporter. You can use an assistive technology device. You can do it by any other action showing you intend to end that agreement, like, for example, scrumpling up the agreement and throwing it in a trash can, or tearing it into a bunch of small pieces, or just drawing a big X on it. You also could put it in writing that the agreement is no longer valid and you want to end it. You and your supporter could agree that the agreement is in place for a certain amount of time, like maybe a month, or 6 months, or a year, or you could agree it's in place for a certain period of time related to an event, such as maybe you're having a surgery and you would like your supporter to help you gather medical documents and talk to the doctor. And then after the surgery is done and you're recovered, you no longer need a supporter. You could write that into your agreement. Your supporter can only end an agreement with you in writing. They have to write it down and they have to give it to you. The court can end supported decision-making agreements as well. If your supporter is convicted of a crime involving abuse, neglect, or exploitation, the court can end the agreement. The court can also end the agreement if there is a restraining order issued to protect you from your supporter. And there's always a possibility that your supporter might lack capacity to support you, in which case that agreement would be ended as well. If you ask your supporter to gather information and documents for you, you can sign authorizations allowing others to share your confidential information or documentation with your supporter. Your supporter can only obtain this information about you with an appropriate written authorization. This can allow your supporter to get records such as healthcare records or school records or financial records. There are protections for people agreeing to be your supporter. Generally, your supporter will be protected if they honestly believe they're doing the right thing according to your agreement. The same goes for other people relying on your SDM agreement, like doctors or bankers or schools. Third parties like schools, banks, or doctors receiving a copy of a SDM agreement should rely on your agreement unless they have a reason to believe that you are being abused, exploited, or neglected by your supporter, or unless they know or should know that your SDM agreement is no longer valid or it has been ended. People who you share your SDM agreement with should follow the agreement under North Dakota law. As long as you have a valid authorization to release information and a SDM agreement, your supporter should be able to gather information for you. The supporter should show these documents to people they want your information from. The supporter can't allow someone to look at or have any of your confidential documents, records, or other information unless you've told them to do so. If you have questions about supported decision-making or would like more information or resources, please visit the below website, www.ndpanda.org/resources/supported-decision-making. Thank you for your time today and for learning more about supported decision-making and whether it's right for you.